Here, on this remarkable peninsula carved by time and tide, lies a land of extraordinary contrasts. It is a place where the very earth seems to breathe history, where ancient forces have sculpted mountains of stark, dramatic beauty and coastlines of serene, sun-drenched elegance. For millennia, this landscape has been a crucible for life, a theatre where civilizations have risen, flourished, and left their indelible marks upon the stone and soil. Like a complex and ancient ecosystem, every element here is interconnected, from the snow-capped peaks of the Alps in the north to the volcanic heartlands of the south, each playing its part in a grand, unfolding story of survival and artistic expression. Our journey begins not with a single destination, but with an aerial survey of this unique habitat. We drift over hills cloaked in the silver green of ancient olive groves, their gnarled trunks a testament to centuries of patient cultivation. We trace the meandering paths of rivers that have nourished empires and inspired poets, their waters glinting under the Mediterranean sun. This is Italy, a territory defined as much by its natural wonders as by the monumental efforts of the species that has come to dominate it. It is a land that invites exploration, promising discoveries not just of place, but of the profound relationship between humanity and the world it inhabits. From the rugged, windswept shores where the sea relentlessly carves the land, to the sheltered valleys where life proceeds at a gentler, more deliberate pace, we see a stunning diversity of environments. Each region presents its own unique challenges and opportunities, shaping the character of its inhabitants and the magnificent structures they have built. Here, beauty is not merely a fleeting aesthetic, it is a fundamental strategy for endurance, a way of life woven into the very fabric of existence. The vibrant colors of the villages, the bold lines of the architecture, all are adaptations, brilliant solutions to the eternal quest for a place to call home. And so we embark on a grand tour, a migration through 10 of this land's most remarkable territories. We will observe the intricate rituals of daily life, witness the enduring power of ancient creations, and explore the delicate balance between preservation and progress. This is not just a catalogue of places, but an immersive study of life in its most elegant and resilient forms. A journey into the heart of a nation that has, for generations, mastered the art of living beautifully. Prepare to witness a spectacle of human ingenuity and natural grandeur, intertwined in a timeless, captivating dance. Along the rugged coastline of Liguria, the land meets the sea in a dramatic and often inhospitable confrontation. Here, for centuries, the sheer cliffs have plunged directly into the turquoise waters, offering little sanctuary for settlement. Yet it is precisely in this challenging environment that a remarkable form of human adaptation has occurred. Like seabirds nesting on a sheer rock face, a community has established a series of unique, resilient colonies. These are the 5 villages of Cinque Terre, a testament to the tenacity and ingenuity of a people determined to carve out an existence in a vertical world, a world seemingly designed to repel them. Their survival strategy was one of brilliant simplicity and immense labor. They did not fight the landscape, they embraced it. Over countless generations, they meticulously terraced the steep hillsides, creating narrow ledges of fertile ground held in place by thousands of dry stone walls. This network of terraces, a monumental feat of engineering, allowed for the cultivation of grapes and olives, transforming the forbidding cliffs into a productive, life-sustaining habitat. The villages themselves are miracles of construction, clinging to the rock with a grip that has withstood the test of centuries. Their structures a direct response to the constraints of their precarious environment. The very architecture of these settlements speaks of a life lived in close quarters, dictated by the unforgiving topography. Houses are built tall and narrow, stacked one upon the other, their brightly painted facades a vibrant display against the muted tones of rock and sea. This explosion of color is not mere decoration, it is a vital form of communication, a way for fishermen returning from the sea to identify their own homes from a distance. It is a beacon, a signal of belonging in this vast elemental landscape, a social adaptation as crucial as any physical structure. Life here has always been governed by the rhythms of the sea and the seasons. For generations, the primary connection between these isolated communities was not by land, but by water or by treacherous mule tracks winding over the headlands. This isolation fostered a unique culture of self-reliance and deep-seated community bonds. The absence of cars, a modern adaptation deemed unsuitable for this terrain, preserves this ancient rhythm. To move through these villages is to step back in time, to witness a way of life that values deliberateness over speed and community over convenience. Team. The pathways that connect these 5 communities are the lifeblood of the region, the arteries and veins of this coastal organism. The most famous of these, the Sentiero Azzurro, or Blue Trail, is more than just a footpath. It is a historical document etched into the landscape. It traces the ancient routes used by farmers and villagers for centuries, a vital network for trade, communication, and social cohesion. To walk this path is to follow in the footsteps of generations, each step a connection to a history of shared struggle and collective achievement against the odds. This trail reveals the intricate relationship between the people and their environment. It winds through terraced vineyards where the Bosco, Albarola and Vermentino grapes are cultivated, the raw materials for the region's famed Cinque Terre wine. This sweet, resilient vintage is a product of this exact place, its flavor profile shaped by the salty sea air, the intense sunlight and the mineral-rich soil of the cliffs. The vineyards are not just agricultural plots, they are hanging gardens, a testament to a symbiotic relationship where human effort enhances the natural landscape, creating something uniquely beautiful and productive in the process. The journey between the villages offers a constantly shifting perspective, a slow, deliberate revelation of beauty. From the bustling harbour of Vernazza, arguably the most iconic of the 5, to the quiet seclusion of Corniglia, the only village perched high atop a promontory without direct sea access, each settlement displays its own unique character. Each has adapted differently to its specific location, showcasing subtle variations in a shared strategy for survival. This diversity within a unified system is a hallmark of a healthy, thriving ecosystem, and the same is true for the culture of Cinque Terre. As the sun begins its descent, casting a warm golden light across the cliff faces, the villages seem to glow from within. The day's work is done, and the communities gather in the small piazzas and harbours. This is a time for social ritual, for reinforcing the bonds that have allowed them to flourish in this demanding territory. The modern world may now arrive by train, but the heart of Cinque Terre remains unchanged. A sanctuary of slow travel, a place where the grandeur of nature and the resilience of humanity exist in a perfect, breathtaking harmony. Further inland, nestled in a gentle curve of the Adige River, lies a different kind of habitat. This is Verona, a city whose foundations are built not on precarious cliffs, but on the bedrock of empire and the enduring power of myth. Its survival has depended not on battling the elements, but on its strategic importance as a crossroads of culture and conflict. The most formidable structure here is not a natural peak, but a man-made one. The magnificent Roman arena, a colossal monument to the organizational power and brutal spectacle of an ancient world. It is a relic that still dominates the city's central nervous system. For nearly 2,000 years, this amphitheater has stood as a silent witness to the city's unfolding drama. Built to host gladiatorial contests for the entertainment of the masses, its purpose has adapted over time, yet its presence remains a powerful anchor to the past. Today, its stone tiers resonate not with the clash of swords, but with the soaring notes of opera, a remarkable evolutionary shift in cultural expression. The arena is no longer a stage for death, but for the highest forms of art, a testament to the city's ability to repurpose its own history and find new life in ancient forms. But Verona is a territory defined by 2 great legends. If the arena represents its imperial might, its heart is claimed by a story of a different nature, a tale of fated love and tragic conflict. This is the city of Romeo and Juliet, a narrative so potent it has seeped into the very stones and courtyards. Though a work of fiction, its power has transformed the city into a global pilgrimage site for romantics. The famed balcony at Casa di Giulietta has become a modern shrine, a place for ritualistic displays of devotion, where countless individuals leave their own mark, hoping to capture a fragment of that legendary passion. This layering of history and myth creates a unique urban environment. One can wander from the grandeur of a Roman arch to the intimacy of a medieval courtyard said to have witnessed a fictional tragedy. The city's identity is a composite, a blend of verifiable history and powerful folklore. This duality is Verona's great strength. It allows the city to be both a living museum of architectural marvels, from Roman gates to Gothic tombs, and a deeply personal, emotional landscape where every visitor can participate in its enduring story of love and loss. The life of Verona unfolds in its network of piazzas, the open-air chambers that serve as the city's communal heart. Piazza del Erbe, the ancient Roman forum, remains the most vibrant. Its daily market is a ritual that has persisted for centuries, a colourful display of local produce and social interaction. Here, beneath the gaze of the Lamberti Tower and the frescoed facades of the Mazzanti houses, the city's pulse can be felt most strongly. It is a complex ecosystem of commerce and conversation, where the routines of daily life play out against a backdrop of staggering historical significance. From this central hub, a labyrinth of narrow, cobbled streets extends outwards, like pathways burrowed by a colony. These shaded canyons offer respite from the summer sun and lead to hidden courtyards and secluded gardens. It is in these more intimate spaces that the romantic character of the city truly reveals itself. Here, away from the grand public stages, one can discover the subtle details of Gothic architecture, the quiet murmur of a forgotten fountain, and the scent of jasmine climbing an ancient stone wall. This is the city's private world, a habitat for quieter moments of reflection and connection. The Adige River, which once served as a formidable defensive moat, now provides a corridor of tranquility. Strolling along its banks, one can admire the Ponte Pietra, a Roman bridge repeatedly destroyed and rebuilt, a symbol of the city's own resilience, or the Castelvecchio Bridge, a masterpiece of medieval engineering, its fortified structure speaking of a more turbulent era. These crossings are more than just infrastructure, they are timelines, physical records of the city's need to connect, defend and endure through the ages, their arches framing magnificent views of the urban landscape. As evening descends, Verona undergoes a transformation. The daytime crowds disperse and a more intimate atmosphere prevails. The piazzas become stages for courtship and camaraderie, illuminated by the warm glow of osterias and wine bars. The city's ancient stones, which have absorbed the heat of the day, now radiate a gentle warmth. It is in these moments that Verona's dual nature is most apparent, a city of monumental history and profound human intimacy, where the grand drama of the past provides the perfect setting for the timeless rituals of the present. Here in the heart of the Emilia-Romagna region lies a city whose pulse beats with a rhythm both ancient and profoundly alive. Bologna, known to the Italians as La Dotta, La Grassa, La Rossa, the learned, the fat, the red. This is a landscape not of rock and ice, but of fired clay and weathered stone, a testament to a civilization that has mastered the art of living well. Its unique color palette, a symphony of terracotta, ochre, and burnt sienna, bakes under the Italian sun, creating a warmth that radiates from the very walls, inviting all who enter to slow their pace and simply be. It is a habitat built for humans, yet it feels as organic and ancient as any coral reef. The city's most striking features, its two medieval towers, rise from the urban plain like ancient competing monoliths. The Asinelli and the Garisenda, leaning with the grace of centuries, are relics of a time when powerful families vied for dominance, their ambition etched into the skyline. These structures are not merely architectural feats, they are fossilized declarations of power, a vertical struggle for supremacy, now frozen in time. To climb the 498 steps of the Asinelli is to ascend through history itself, each step a journey further into the past until the modern world shrinks below, transformed into a breathtaking tapestry of red-tiled roofs and bustling ant-like life. Below this vertical drama, a different kind of architecture defines the city's character: the porticos. Nearly 40 kilometers of these elegant, covered walkways snake through the city, a unique adaptation to the urban environment. They provide shelter from the summer sun and winter rain, creating a network of protected pathways, a city within a city. This intricate system is the lifeblood of Bologna, a social ecosystem where commerce, conversation, and community flourish in the cool shade. Each archway, some ornately decorated, others humbly practical, frames a new scene of daily life, a continuous unfolding narrative of the Bolognese people. This remarkable urban design fosters a unique kind of public life, one lived perpetually outdoors, yet intimately sheltered. The porticos are more than mere passageways, they are Bologna's grand open-air living room. Here, students from the world's oldest university debate philosophy, merchants display their wares, and families take their evening passeggiata. It is a slow, deliberate dance of existence, a rhythm dictated not by the clock, but by the seasons and the simple, profound pleasures of community. The air itself seems to hum with the accumulated energy of 1,000 years of shared stories and scholarly pursuits. But it is for another, more primal reason that so many are drawn to this place. Bologna is the undisputed capital of Italian gastronomy, a veritable paradise for the palate. This is La Grassa, the fat, a title worn not with shame, but with immense pride. The city's quadrilatero market, a vibrant, chaotic maze of narrow streets, is the epicenter of this culinary world. Here, the raw materials for this legendary cuisine are displayed with the reverence of holy relics. Mountains of Parmigiano Reggiano, garlands of mortadella, and cascades of fresh handmade pasta create a sensory overload, a feast for the eyes before it ever reaches the table. The air in the quadrilatero is thick with a complex bouquet of aromas, a rich tapestry woven from the scents of aged cheeses, cured meats, fresh baked bread, and ripe fruits. It is an intoxicating perfume that speaks of the earth, of patient craftsmanship, and of a deep, abiding love for food. To wander these streets is to witness a daily ritual, a sacred pilgrimage for chefs and home cooks alike. The vendors, often third or fourth generation artisans, possess an encyclopedic knowledge of their craft, their hands moving with the practiced grace of masters as they slice prosciutto or shape delicate tortellini, the tiny pasta parcels said to be inspired by the goddess Venus's navel. The creation of pasta here is not merely cooking, it is an art form, a tradition passed down through generations of nonna or grandmothers. In small workshops visible from the street, skilled hands transform simple ingredients, flour and eggs, into a dazzling array of shapes and textures. Tagliatelle, the golden ribbons destined to be paired with the city's namesake, ragu, are rolled out with painstaking care. The process is a meditation, a slow and deliberate act of creation that stands in stark defiance of the modern world's demand for speed and convenience. Each strand is a testament to the belief that the best things in life cannot and should not be rushed. And then there is the reward. To sit in a traditional trattoria in Bologna is to partake in a ritual that is almost spiritual in its intensity. A plate of tagliatelle al ragu is not simply a meal, it is the culmination of centuries of culinary evolution. The rich, slow-simmered meat sauce clings to every strand of the tender, fresh pasta, a perfect union of flavor and texture. It is a dish that comforts and nourishes, that speaks of home, of family, and of a culture that understands, perhaps better than any other, that the path to the heart is, indeed, through the stomach. This is the true luxury of Bologna, a profound, soul-satisfying richness. From the warm, earthy tones of Bologna, our journey takes us north into a different kind of ecosystem. This is Milan, Italy's engine room, a powerhouse of finance, industry, and above all, fashion. The city presents a starkly different facade, a landscape of glass and steel, of sleek lines and ambitious verticality. It's a city that looks forward, its skyline punctuated by the architectural innovations of the Porta Nuova district. Here, skyscrapers like the Bosco Vertical or Vertical Forest attempt to reconcile the urban with the natural, a bold experiment in sustainable living where concrete and foliage intertwine in a gravity-defying dance. Milan moves at a different tempo. The leisurely pace of other Italian cities is replaced here by a palpable energy, a relentless forward momentum. The streets are a river of purpose, filled with impeccably dressed Milanese navigating their daily lives with an air of quiet confidence and effortless style. The iconic yellow trams, a charming relic of a bygone era, glide through this modern landscape, their gentle rattling a constant, rhythmic counterpoint to the city's contemporary hum. This is a place where tradition and innovation do not merely coexist, they collide, merge, and create something entirely new and dynamic. The city's heart, however, is not forged from steel, but from magnificent marble. The Piazza del Duomo is one of the world's grandest public spaces, a vast arena dominated by the breathtaking spectacle of the Milan Cathedral. The Duomo is a geological wonder of human creation, a mountain of pink-tinged Candolia marble, bristling with a forest of spires, pinnacles, and statues that seem to scrape the very heavens. Its construction took nearly 6 centuries, a multi-generational act of faith and ambition that has resulted in a building of overwhelming complexity and ethereal beauty, its intricate facade a testament to the enduring power of human artistry. Adjacent to this sacred monument stands its secular rival, the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II. This is no mere shopping mall, it is a cathedral of commerce, a magnificent 19th century arcade crowned with a soaring glass and iron dome. Within its hallowed halls, the high temples of luxury fashion reside, their windows displaying the latest creations like precious works of art. To stroll across its intricate mosaic floors beneath the glittering dome is to witness the ritual of modern consumerism elevated to its most opulent and theatrical form. Here, in the juxtaposition of the sacred Duomo and the stylish Galleria, the dual souls of Milan, piety and panache, are laid bare. Yet, beneath Milan's polished contemporary surface, a deeper, older current flows. This is a city that holds within its walls one of the most sublime and fragile treasures of the Renaissance. Tucked away in the refectory of the Santa Maria del Grazia convent is Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper. To enter this quiet, climate-controlled room is to step out of time. The faded ethereal mural covering an entire wall captures a single dramatic moment of human emotion with a psychological depth that remains astonishing, even after 500 years of fading and decay. It is a powerful reminder that this city of commerce was also a cradle of profound artistic genius. The legacy of the great patrons, like the Sforza family, is woven into the very fabric of the city. The Castello Sforzesco, a formidable brick fortress, stands as a symbol of their power, but within its imposing walls it houses a wealth of artistic treasures. It was here that Leonardo and other great minds of the age found patronage, their creativity flourishing under the protection of Milan's powerful rulers. Today, its courtyards and museums offer a tranquil escape from the city's hustle, a space to connect with the Renaissance spirit that once transformed this city into a beacon of European culture. This artistic soul is also found in the charming Brera district, a bohemian enclave with a character all its own. Its narrow cobbled streets, a world away from the grand boulevards, are lined with art galleries, antique shops and intimate cafes. The atmosphere here is quieter, more contemplative. It is the city's artistic heart, home to the prestigious Brera Art Gallery, which holds a world-class collection of Italian masterpieces. To wander through Brera at dusk, as the warm light from the shop windows spills onto the ancient cobblestones, is to experience the more romantic, introspective side of Milan. And so, Milan reveals itself to be a city of fascinating dualities. It is a place where the cutting edge of design meets the timeless beauty of the Renaissance, where financial ambition fuels artistic preservation. It is a city that commands respect for its power and industry, but invites a deeper look to uncover the rich artistic heritage that forms its true foundation. To understand Milan is to appreciate this complex interplay, to see how the past is not erased by the future, but is instead the very soil from which its gleaming modern identity has grown. We travel south now to a landscape so dramatic, so breathtakingly beautiful, it seems to have been sculpted by the gods themselves. This is the Amalfi Coast, a 50-kilometer stretch of shoreline where mountains plunge directly into the turquoise depths of the Tyrrhenian Sea. It is a vertical world, a place where human settlement has adapted to an almost impossible terrain, clinging precariously to the cliff faces in a stunning display of resilience and ingenuity. The very air here is different, scented with the wild perfume of lemon groves, salt spray and blooming bougainvillea. The journey itself is an integral part of the experience. The legendary Amalfi Drive, the Nastro Azzurro or Blue Ribbon, is a marvel of engineering, a narrow, winding road carved directly into the side of the cliffs. Navigating its hairpin turns and sheer drops is not for the faint of heart, but the reward is a constantly unfolding panorama of cinematic beauty. Each bend in the road reveals a new, more spectacular vista, a hidden cove with crystalline water, a watchtower standing sentinel on a rocky outcrop, or a fishing boat tracing a lonely white wake across the vast blue expanse. The towns that punctuate this coastline are like jewels strung along a necklace. Positano, perhaps the most iconic, is a cascade of pastel-colored houses that seem to tumble down the cliffside to a small, pebbled beach. From the sea, it appears as a near-vertical pyramid of pink, white and yellow, a vibrant splash of color against the grey rock and green vegetation. Life here is lived on steps and steep, winding pathways. There are no grand boulevards, only a labyrinth of staircases that connect homes, shops and restaurants, demanding a slower, more deliberate way of life. This environment has shaped not only the architecture but also the character of the people. There is a hard-won grace to life on the Amalfi Coast, a deep connection to the sea and the land. For centuries, fishermen have set out from these small beaches, their livelihoods dependent on the whims of the ocean. On the terraced hillsides, farmers have cultivated lemons and grapes, their heroic viticulture a testament to their tenacity. This is a place where the sheer, overwhelming beauty of the natural world is matched only by the enduring spirit of its inhabitants. The unique geography of this coast has given rise to a unique and celebrated cuisine. Here, the bounty of the sea meets the treasures of the mountainside. The undisputed king of the local produce is the sfusato amalfitano, a large, fragrant lemon that is the heart and soul of the region's gastronomy. These lemons are grown on terraced groves, their bright yellow orbs protected from the harsh sun by chestnut-wood pergolas called pergolette. Their intense aroma and flavor infuse everything from fresh seafood dishes to the world-famous limoncello liqueur. The relationship with the sea is primal and all-encompassing. The local fishing fleets, small and traditional, return each day with their precious catch. In the waterfront restaurants of towns like Sitara, famous for its anchovy production, or the elegant Amalfi itself, this daily harvest is transformed into dishes of sublime simplicity. A plate of spaghetti alle vongole with fresh clams, garlic and a hint of chili, or a perfectly grilled pizzogna, a local sea bream seasoned with little more than olive oil and lemon, is a taste of the Mediterranean in its purest form. Life in these cliffside villages unfolds around the central piazza and the waterfront. The evening passeggiata takes on a special magic here as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky and sea in fiery shades of orange and pink. The day's heat gives way to a gentle, fragrant breeze, and the soft glow of lights begins to twinkle from the houses stacked up the hillside. It is a time for locals and visitors alike to gather to share a glass of wine and to soak in the theatrical beauty of the landscape as it transitions from day to night. To experience the Amalfi Coast is to surrender to its dramatic beauty and its slower, more sensual rhythm of life. It is a destination that engages all the senses, from the stunning visual spectacle of the coastline to the scent of lemon blossoms on the air, the taste of fresh seafood, and the sound of waves lapping against the shore. It is a place that feels both impossibly glamorous and deeply, authentically connected to the earth and sea. A true vertical Eden where the luxury lies in the sheer, unadulterated splendor of the natural world. Here, where the soaring peaks of the Alps descend to meet the tranquil waters, lies a habitat of extraordinary beauty. This is Lake Como, a deep glacial lake shaped like an inverted letter V, its form carved by immense natural forces over millennia. The very air seems to shimmer with a unique quality, a blend of crisp mountain freshness and the gentle caress of the Mediterranean climate that has found its way this far north. It is a place of profound contrasts, where rugged, forested slopes plunge dramatically into waters of the deepest blue, creating a landscape that has captivated the human spirit for centuries, from Roman patricians to the aristocrats of the Grand Tour. The ecosystem here is one of refined elegance, a delicate balance between untamed nature and meticulous human artistry. Along the shoreline, ancient cypress trees stand like sentinels. Their dark green forms a stark and beautiful contrast against the pale stone of historic villas. These architectural marvels, some dating back hundreds of years, are not mere structures. They are integral parts of the landscape, their terraced gardens cascading down the hillsides in a riot of color and scent. Azaleas, rhododendrons and camellias bloom in a seasonal display, a testament to the generations of gardeners who have tended these slopes with unwavering dedication. The lake itself is a living entity, its mood changing with the light and the weather. In the early morning, a soft mist often blankets the surface, creating an ethereal, almost dreamlike world where the line between water and sky dissolves. As the sun climbs higher, the water transforms into a dazzling mirror, reflecting the snow-capped peaks and the cerulean sky with perfect clarity. This daily rhythm dictates the life of the lake, from the fishermen casting their nets in the quiet dawn to the elegant wooden river boats that slice through the glittering afternoon waters, their wakes leaving transient silver trails. This environment has long been a sanctuary, a place of retreat for those seeking solace and inspiration. It is a world away from the clamor of the modern city, a realm where time seems to flow at a different pace, measured not by the ticking of a clock, but by the slow passage of clouds across the mountaintops and the gentle lapping of water against the shore. To be here is to witness a symbiotic relationship between humanity and nature, where for centuries each has enhanced the beauty of the other, creating a masterpiece of living art that continues to evolve with every passing season. Dotted along the lake's edge, like precious stones set in a crown, are the towns and villages that give Como its unique character. Bellagio, the pearl of the lake, occupies a privileged position at the promontory where the three branches of the lake converge. Its cobbled lanes, steep and narrow, are a labyrinth of discovery, lined with artisan shops, silk boutiques, and inviting cafes. Each turn reveals a new vista, a glimpse of shimmering water framed by blooming wisteria, or a hidden courtyard where time seems to have stood still. This is a community shaped by the topography, its architecture clinging to the hillside in a harmonious ascent. Further along the shore we find Varenna, a former fishing village that has retained its authentic, unassuming charm. Its waterfront promenade, the Passeggiata degli Innamorati, or Lover's Walk, is a red-railed walkway cantilevered over the water, offering an intimate connection with the lake. The colourful houses seem to rise directly from the water's edge, their reflections dancing on the surface. Here, the pace of life is dictated by the arrival and departure of the ferry, a gentle rhythm that has persisted for generations, connecting these isolated communities and weaving them into a single, cohesive tapestry of life on the lake. The grand villas are perhaps the most iconic inhabitants of this landscape. Villa del Balbianello, perched on its own wooded peninsula, is a marvel of romantic architecture, its loggias and terraced gardens offering breathtaking panoramas. It has served as a backdrop for cinematic tales, its beauty so profound it seems to belong to a world of fantasy. Similarly, Villa Carlotta, with its magnificent botanical garden, is a living museum of art and nature, housing sculptures by Canova, amidst a collection of rare and exotic plants from around the globe. These estates are more than homes, they are cultural institutions, preserving the legacy of an opulent past. Life here is an intricate dance with the water. The lake is a highway, a playground, and a source of sustenance. It provides a sense of boundless space and profound tranquility. From the grandeur of the historic hotels that line the shore in Cernobbio to the quiet solitude of a hidden cove accessible only by boat, Lake Como offers a multitude of experiences. It is a destination that demands to be explored slowly, its secrets revealing themselves not to the hurried traveler but to the patient observer who takes the time to listen to the whisper of the wind in the cypress trees and watch the light play upon the water. In the north of the Adriatic there exists an ecosystem unlike any other on Earth. A city built not on solid ground but on a foundation of millions of wooden piles driven into the soft mud of a shallow lagoon. This is Venice, a testament to human ingenuity and defiance of nature. For over 1,000 years this remarkable settlement has not just survived but thrived, seemingly floating upon the water. It is a labyrinth of 118 small islands, separated by a complex network of canals and linked by over 400 bridges, a unique urban environment where the street is water and the primary mode of transport is the boat. The very existence of Venice is a paradox. It is a city born from the water, entirely dependent upon it, yet constantly threatened by it. The phenomenon of acqua alta, or high water, is a seasonal reminder of this fragile balance, when the tides of the Adriatic surge into the lagoon, flooding the city's squares and alleyways. The Venetians have adapted to this rhythm with remarkable resilience, their lives and their architecture designed to accommodate the ebb and flow of the sea. Their city is a living organism, breathing with the tides, its stone foundations encrusted with the patina of salt and time. The Grand Canal, the city's main artery, winds its way through the heart of Venice in a great S curve. It is a majestic aquatic boulevard flanked by a breathtaking procession of palaces or palazzi, built by the wealthy merchant families of the Venetian Republic. These magnificent structures, with their Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque facades, turn their best faces to the water. Their ornate balconies and grand water gates, a display of a power and prosperity that once dominated the Mediterranean. To travel its length is to journey through centuries of art, history, and commerce, a spectacle of architectural splendor reflected in the shimmering water below. The lifeblood of this city flows through its smaller canals, the Rii. These are the back streets and capillaries of Venice, where the true character of the city is revealed. Here the silence is broken only by the gentle splash of an oar, the call of a gondolier, or the distant chime of a church bell. Sunlight struggles to penetrate the narrow gaps between the tall buildings, creating a world of dramatic light and shadow. It is in these quiet waterways that one can truly appreciate the miracle of Venice. A city built on an impossible dream, a floating masterpiece of human creation. To navigate Venice on foot is to immerse oneself in a maze of stone. The calli, narrow streets that twist and turn without warning, lead the explorer on an unpredictable journey. A path may suddenly open into a sun-drenched campo or square, the social heart of the local neighborhood where children play and residents gather. Or it may abruptly end at the water's edge, offering a quiet moment of contemplation. This intricate network was not designed for efficiency, but evolved organically over centuries, creating a city that invites and rewards aimless wandering, a place where getting lost is not a misfortune, but an essential part of the experience. At the heart of this labyrinth lies Piazza San Marco, St. Mark's Square, famously described as the drawing room of Europe. It is the city's only true piazza, a vast, open space enclosed by architectural wonders. The ethereal domes and golden mosaics of St. Mark's Basilica stand at one end, a breathtaking fusion of Byzantine and Western styles. Beside it, the Campanile, the city's bell tower, soars towards the sky, while the Doge's Palace, with its delicate pink and white marble facade, stands as a symbol of the serene Republic's former power. This square is the grand stage of Venice, a place of ceremony, celebration, and constant human drama. The gondola is the most iconic creature of this aquatic realm. Its sleek, black form, unchanged for centuries, is perfectly adapted to navigating the narrowest of canals. Propelled by a single gondolier who stands facing forward, it glides with an elegance and grace that seems almost silent. The gondolier's skill is a craft passed down through generations, a deep, intuitive understanding of the water's currents and the boat's subtle movements. A ride in a gondola is not merely a tour, it is a ritual, a slow, dreamlike passage through the liquid soul of the city, offering a perspective that is both intimate and timeless. Venice is a city of artisans. In the hidden workshops of the Dorsoduro district, one can find the makers of carnival masks, their creations ranging from the commedia dell'arte to fantastical modern designs. On the nearby island of Murano, the ancient art of glassblowing continues, where master craftsmen transform molten silica into objects of exquisite beauty and vibrant color. Further on the island of Burano, with its brightly painted houses, the delicate and painstaking tradition of lace-making is kept alive. This enduring commitment to craftsmanship is the city's beating heart, a legacy as precious as its stone palaces. This is a landscape that appears to have been painted by the hand of a Renaissance master. The rolling hills of Tuscany, a vast canvas of greens and golds, stretch as far as the eye can see. Here, the relationship between humanity and the land is one of ancient, harmonious cultivation. Rows of slender cypress trees march in disciplined lines along winding roads and up to the crests of hills, their dark vertical forms punctuating the gentle curves of the terrain. They are the signature of this region, planted centuries ago to mark boundaries, provide windbreaks, and guide travelers on their way. The seasons dictate the palette of this environment. In spring, the fields are a vibrant, almost luminous green, carpeted with the scarlet blaze of wild poppies. Summer transforms the landscape into a sea of gold as the wheat ripens under the relentless sun. Then comes autumn, the time of the vendemmia, the grape harvest, when the vineyards are heavy with fruit and the air is filled with a sense of anticipation and celebration. The olive groves, with their gnarled ancient trunks and silvery green leaves, stand as a constant, patient presence, promising the liquid gold of their oil. Perched atop these hills are the farmhouses and villas built from the local stone, their terracotta roofs glowing warmly in the late afternoon light. These are not just dwellings, they are the command centers of agricultural estates that have been worked by the same families for generations. They are often fortified, remnants of a time when rival city-states vied for control of this fertile land. Today they offer a tranquil retreat, a chance to connect with a way of life that is deeply rooted in the soil and the rhythms of the agricultural year, a life governed by the sun and the seasons. This is the Chianti region, the Val d'Orcia, landscape so perfectly composed they have been recognized as a World Heritage Site. It is a place where nature has been gently shaped and enhanced by human hands over centuries, creating a perfect synthesis of form and function. Every vineyard, every olive grove, every stone wall is a testament to a long and enduring partnership between the people and their environment. To travel through these golden hills is to witness a living work of art, a landscape that has nourished not only the body but also the soul of Western civilization. From this fertile soil, great cities grew. Siena, the eternal rival of Florence, is a masterpiece of medieval urban design. Its heart is the magnificent Piazza del Campo, a unique, shell-shaped square that slopes downwards to the Palazzo Pubblico, the town hall, with its soaring Torre del Magna. Twice a year, this piazza transforms into a racetrack for the Palio, a frantic bareback horse race between the city's districts, or contrade. It is a spectacle of intense passion and pageantry, a tradition that has bound this community together for centuries, a visceral connection to its medieval past. Further south, smaller hill towns offer their own unique ecosystems. San Gimignano, with its skyline of medieval towers, rises from the surrounding landscape like a feudal vision. These towers were symbols of the wealth and power of the patrician families who built them, each vying to create a taller and more imposing structure than their rivals. To walk its streets is to step back into the 13th century, to a world of merchants, pilgrims and knights. Each town, from the Etruscan heights of Volterra to the Renaissance perfection of Pienza, is a self-contained world, a treasure box of art, architecture and local traditions. This region is a feast for all the senses. The Tuscan table is a celebration of the land's bounty. Simple, honest ingredients are transformed into dishes of profound flavor. Pecorino cheese from Pienza, cured meats like prosciutto toscano and the prized white truffles of San Miniato are all products of this specific terroir. The local bread, characteristically made without salt, is the perfect vehicle for soaking up the robust flavors of the region's world-renowned olive oil. A meal here is not just sustenance, it is a communion with the landscape itself, a taste of its history and its soul. And then there is the wine. The vineyards of Tuscany produce some of the most celebrated wines in the world. The Sangiovese grape is king here, the heart of Chianti Classico, Brunello di Montalcino, and Vino Nobile di Montepulciano. A visit to a winery or cantina is an essential Tuscan ritual. It is a chance to walk among the vines, to understand the meticulous process of cultivation and vinification, and to taste the final product in the cool darkness of an ancient cellar. It is here that one can fully appreciate how the sun, the soil, and centuries of human wisdom are captured and expressed in a single glass. Here, in the heart of what was once the most powerful empire the world had ever known, history is not confined to museums or textbooks. It is a living, breathing entity. The very stones beneath our feet whisper tales of emperors and gladiators, of triumphs and tragedies that have shaped the course of Western civilization. This is Rome, the eternal city, a sprawling metropolis where the past and present engage in a constant, vibrant dialogue. Its monuments, weathered by millennia, stand not as relics of a bygone era, but as enduring testaments to human ambition, ingenuity, and the relentless march of time itself. The Colosseum rises from the urban landscape like a skeletal mountain, a monument to both architectural genius and brutal spectacle. In its prime, this great amphitheater was the epicenter of Roman life, a place where the fate of men and beasts was decided before a roaring crowd. Even in its ruined state, its scale is staggering, its arches reaching for the sky like the empty eye sockets of a long-extinct leviathan. One can almost hear the echoes of the past reverberating through its corridors. The clash of steel, the roar of the crowd, the final desperate breaths of the vanquished. Nearby, the Roman Forum unfolds, a vast, sprawling complex of ruins that was once the bustling heart of the ancient city. This was the nucleus of Roman public life, the stage for grand processions, pivotal elections, and impassioned speeches that would echo throughout the empire. To walk these ancient paths is to trace the footsteps of senators, merchants, and common citizens who lived and died 2,000 years ago. Weathered columns stand like solitary sentinels, and the remnants of temples and basilicas offer a fragmented glimpse into a world of unparalleled power and influence. The Pantheon, with its breathtaking coffered dome and the iconic oculus open to the heavens, remains one of the greatest architectural marvels of all time. Standing beneath the great eye as sunlight or rain pours through the opening is a humbling experience. It connects you directly to the cosmos and to the generations of Romans who stood in this very spot, gazing up in wonder. It is a sanctuary of perfect proportions, a place where the human and the divine meet in a silent, powerful communion. Beyond the colossal ruins of its imperial past, Rome pulsates with a different kind of energy, one born of faith, art, and, well, the sheer joy of living. At its heart lies the Vatican City, the smallest sovereign state in the world, yet a spiritual titan whose influence is felt across the globe. St. Peter's Basilica, a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture crowned by Michelangelo's sublime dome, dominates the skyline. It is a sanctuary on an epic scale, designed to inspire awe and draw the eye heavenward. Its sheer size and opulence are a testament to the enduring power of human belief, a grand nest built for a spiritual purpose. Within the Vatican's walls, a treasure trove of art awaits, a collection of human creativity unparalleled anywhere on Earth. The Vatican museums house millennia of masterpieces, but it is the Sistine Chapel that represents the zenith of this artistic ecosystem. Here, Michelangelo's frescoes unfold across the ceiling and altar wall, a breathtaking biblical narrative of creation, temptation, and judgment. To gaze upon this work is to witness the absolute peak of one artist's genius, a colossal undertaking that pushed the boundaries of human endurance and artistic vision. It is more than a painting. It is a universe of its own, teeming with life, drama, and profound emotion. Yet Rome's artistic soul is not confined to its holy sites. The city itself is a canvas. Fountains like the Trevi and the Fontana dei Quattro Fiumi are not mere decorations, they are theatrical Baroque masterpieces, dynamic sculptures of water and stone that animate the city's piazzas. Throwing a coin into the Trevi fountain is a ritual, a promise to return a small act of hope that connects millions of visitors to the city's enduring myth. These public works are the watering holes of the urban landscape where people gather, interact, and participate in the daily life of this magnificent habitat. And then there is the vibrant, chaotic, and utterly intoxicating life of the Roman streets. The air is thick with the aroma of espresso and freshly baked pastries, the sound of clinking glasses from bustling trattorias, and the melodic cadence of the Italian language. From the charming ivy-clad lanes of Trastevere to the chic boutiques near the Spanish Steps, Rome invites you to embrace la dolce vita, the sweet life. It is a city that must be savored slowly. One perfect plate of cacio e pepe, one leisurely passeggiata, one unforgettable sunset over the 7 hills at a time. This is the city's modern rhythm, a life force as powerful as any emperor. We arrive now in Tuscany, in a city nestled along the banks of the River Arno. This is Florence, a name that resonates through the annals of art and history like no other. It is the undisputed cradle of the Renaissance, the crucible in which a revolutionary new way of thinking, seeing, and creating was forged. For centuries, this city was a magnet for the greatest minds of the age, artists, thinkers, scientists, and patrons who together ignited a cultural explosion that would illuminate the world. To walk the streets of Florence is to walk through the pages of a history book where every building, every piazza tells a story of extraordinary human achievement. The city's skyline is utterly dominated by a single magnificent structure, Brunelleschi's Duomo. This colossal terracotta dome, an engineering feat that defied the conventions of its time, is the enduring symbol of Florentine genius and ambition. It remains the largest masonry dome in the world, a testament to the visionary spirit that defined the Renaissance. Climbing its narrow, winding staircase to the top is a journey back in time, culminating in a panoramic view that is nothing short of breathtaking. From this vantage point, Florence unfolds below, a harmonious landscape of red-tiled roofs, church towers, and historic palazzos. The epicenter of Florence's artistic world is the Uffizi Gallery, a former government office building that now houses the planet's most significant collection of Renaissance art. Room after room, the works of masters unfold in a chronological pageant of creative evolution. Here, one can witness the transition from the formal, gilded art of the Middle Ages to the humanism and naturalism of the Renaissance. To stand before Botticelli's The Birth of Venus or Leonardo da Vinci's Annunciation is to come face to face with works that fundamentally changed the way we perceive beauty, humanity, and the world around us. Across the river, the Ponte Vecchio, or Old Bridge, stands as a unique and enduring landmark. It is the only bridge in Florence to have survived the ravages of the Second World War, its shops clinging to its sides like barnacles to a great whale. For centuries, these shops were occupied by butchers, but today they glitter with the wares of jewelers and goldsmiths. The bridge is a bustling, living artery of the city, a place of commerce and passage that has connected the two halves of Florence for nearly 700 years, a remarkable adaptation of architecture to the flow of human life. Florence's artistic treasures are not confined to its galleries. They are etched into the very fabric of the city. The Galleria dell'Accademia holds one of the most famous sculptures in the world, a single towering figure that has become synonymous with the idea of perfection. Here stands Michelangelo's David. Carved from a single block of flawed Carrara marble, this colossal statue is more than a depiction of a biblical hero. It is the ultimate symbol of the Renaissance ideal. It embodies strength, beauty, and the confident spirit of a city-state that saw itself as a new Athens, capable of achieving greatness against all odds. The city's piazzas serve as magnificent open-air museums. The Piazza della Signoria has been the political heart of Florence for centuries, a grand square presided over by the formidable Palazzo Vecchio, the city's town hall. The piazza is a sculpture park in its own right, featuring a stunning replica of David in its original location, alongside works like Cellini's Perseus with the head of Medusa and Giambologna's Rape of the Sabine Women. Each statue tells a story, contributing to a powerful narrative of civic pride, political allegory, and artistic mastery that has played out on this stage for generations. Beyond the grand monuments, the soul of Florence can be found in the Oltrarno district, on the south side of the river. This is the Artisans' Quarter, a labyrinth of narrow streets where traditional workshops have been passed down through families for centuries. Here one can observe craftsmen at work, painstakingly creating leather goods, hand-marbled paper, and intricate mosaics. It is a living connection to the city's past, a reminder that the spirit of the Renaissance, a deep appreciation for skill, beauty, and handmade quality, is still very much alive in these quiet, hidden corners of the city. And then there is the food, an art form in its own right. Florentine cuisine is rustic, hearty, and rooted in the bounty of the Tuscan countryside. From the legendary bistecca alla fiorentina, a thick-cut T-bone steak grilled over coals, to simple yet sublime dishes like ribollita and papa al pomodoro, the food here is a celebration of flavor and tradition. Gathering for a meal in a traditional Florentine trattoria, accompanied by a glass of local Chianti, is to partake in a ritual that is as central to the city's identity as its art and architecture. It is the fuel that sustains the Florentine spirit. From the ancient eternal pulse of Rome's imperial heart to the sun-drenched cliffs of the Amalfi Coast, from the serene, aristocratic waters of Lake Como to the artistic genius blossoming in the streets of Florence, we have journeyed through a land of unparalleled beauty and profound history. Italy is more than a destination. It is a living tapestry woven with threads of art, culture, and nature's finest work. It is a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and the simple, profound joy of living life to its fullest. This nation is a journey of the soul. It is a place that awakens the senses and captures the imagination. leaving an indelible mark on all who wander its ancient pathways and vibrant piazzas. It is a celebration of la dolce vita, a philosophy that finds beauty in a morning espresso, a perfectly crafted meal, a shared laugh, and a sunset that paints the sky in hues of fire and gold. The diversity of its landscapes, from coastal wonders to rolling vineyards, mirrors the richness of its heritage, offering endless territories to explore and discover. The echoes of emperors, artists, and poets linger in the air, inviting you to become part of the continuing story. Each region offers a unique encounter, a different facet of the Italian diamond. The question that remains is not if you should go, but where your own Italian adventure will begin. Which of these remarkable habitats will you choose to explore first, to immerse yourself in, to make your own? The journey awaits, promising discovery at every turn. Visit www.grandeurescapes.com for more luxury travel tips and discounted tours and tickets for your next unforgettable getaway. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more elegant escapes. Arrivederci, and see you in the next adventure.